In 2005, the Clark began to partner with a local juvenile justice system, which came to us in hopes that we might develop a cooperative program that offered young offenders alternatives to incarceration or traditional community service.
We thought we would develop a program that would be anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks in duration.
We wanted the kids to first be exposed to a different venue.
We're trying to give the teenager a experience that can be their own and be exposed to something that it might change how they're thinking.
Everything we do is designed to connect the kids on the program with works of art in the collection. The Clark has all these amazingly wonderful things, and part of the program's main purpose is to excite some of that wonder in the minds of the kids.
Well, the kids who end up here are not kids who have been successful in their day-to-day lives in the typical ways that we measure success for kids. These are kids who've already broken the law. They're in trouble. And the way they see themselves is very much outside of the mainstream.
I take it case by case, and if I think that a child is open to introspection, is open to an alternative to sitting in a lockup and just pondering their fate without any tools to ponder their fate, those are the kind of kids that I would send.
Most of the kids that we refer to the program are kids who are caught up in delinquency charges. They've done something to place themselves on probation.
The other kinds of cases we have are called CHINS cases. Those are child in need of services cases. Those are civil cases. They're status offenders. If they were not children, they would not be offending. In other words, you have to go to school in Massachusetts until you're 16. If you're not, you're considered a child in need of services. The third category are kids who come to us because their parents aren't able to parent them. The state has actually taken custody of children from their parents.
The program can be run a few different ways, anywhere from 5 to 7 sessions.
The first day, they're given a beautiful leather-bound journal.
And they are taken up to the top of the Clark, which is a beautiful place.
Some of the sessions take place in the galleries and when we're exploring real works of art. And there's a studio art person who works with them on visual interpretations.
Ronna has usually a writer in residence with her who helps the young people with their writing skills and to produce those wonderful pieces of introspection and self-analysis.
Then by the last week, it is just downright poignant to see them act as guides to their custodial adults, sometimes their parents, and court personnel, where they literally act as their gallery hosts and talk about the art in ways that are surprisingly sophisticated.
I think they're realizing the world's much bigger than they probably have even guessed themselves.
As an educator running this program here, it's a very satisfying program. Whereas I feel that we do good work with our school programs and typical groups that might come into the museum, I feel like this group, we really might be changing some lives.
A program like this, like the RAISE program, is one of many, many things that art museums ought to be considering as they embrace the challenge of relating to communities in different ways.
These kids can be funnier and more insightful than anyone I've ever worked with. Again, they're coming here with such a different perspective than the people that we typically work with here.
You really could see the magic happening in their imaginations, and the transformation occurred in quite the most wonderful way.
This is one of those programs I think any community could do. Quite surprised that they haven't already jumped on board. Partnering up with a place like the Clark Art probably isn't that easy. We just found a way to make it work, and it continues to work, and we're kind of blessed here in Northern Berkshire.